Hey guys, this is Sam with Sam on Real Estate and Finance. Happy 2022. I actually wanted to shoot this video outside. It's so nice out, but it was just very windy and the sound was sounding really messed up, so I didn't want the sound quality to, mess up this video, because I do have some important things to say, especially if you're in real estate in South Florida or you're looking to refinance or get a home loan. There's some things you definitely want to hear from me, considering we're in a year of unprecedented inflation and just a whole bunch of other things that are happening globally, and especially here in the United States. So the first thing is, if you live in South Florida, you're probably already realized, if you're not living under a rock, that the real estate market is on fire. It's like crazy. It's bananas. I mean, people are going bonkers. I think there's a lot of FOMO, but that's not deterring people from paying well over asking, 20-30% over asking. On top of that, we do have institutional money pouring their dollars into the real estate market in Florida. So there's a lot of competition for these homes. One, because there's a lot of demand and there's not enough supply. So there's not enough homes available to purchase. This is why we're seeing this skyrocketing in prices. So what does this mean if you're a seller and if you're a buyer? So if you're a seller, this is probably the best time to sell, right? If you have the property that you've been sitting on, you're thinking about selling, this is probably the best time where you're going to see the most amount of cash for your house. But you want to also consider, when you sell the house, where are you going to move to? Because everything else is high. All the other properties around you are probably going for the same amount. The newly found cash that you're going to get into, will that be enough to put down on another property? Do you even want to spend all that cash on another property? The other thing to look at is rents. Rents are really, really high right now. I mean, we're seeing rents go up 10, 15, 20% year over year. And that's the other thing. If you're going to sell your property, can't buy a home, then you may have to look at renting. So those are some things you want to consider. Obviously, I'm not saying that you shouldn't sell your home. Obviously, if you're going to sell your home and if you're relocating or you're downsizing, definitely do what works for you. All I'm saying is just consider all your options and what that may look like after you sell your property. Okay? Now, if you're a buyer, it's tough. I'm not gonna lie, it's tough out there. Because like I said, you're dealing with institutional money that's coming with a boatload of cash. You have people paying well over asking. If you're a buyer, only thing I can suggest is that you have a strategy in place. You wanna have all of your documents and everything in order. You don't want anything to mess up your chances for acquiring the property. So if your lender or real estate agent needs certain documentation, you make sure you get it to them right away. Make sure there's no hangups. Don't wait till the weekend. Don't wait till the next day. If they need something, you get it to them ASAP. Make sure your debt to income ratios are low. You have low debt. You want to make sure your credit scores are solid. You don't want to screw up your chances, because if you're looking to get a home right now, it's very, very competitive, and these sellers are looking for buyers that will close on their property. They don't want to wait 30 days. They don't want to wait to see if you're going to be able to qualify. They're looking for the person that can close today, right? So whatever that looks like, if you have the best chances of closing, those are the buyers that they're looking for. All right. The other tips for buyers I would suggest is, maybe looking outside of your local area. Maybe you may have to commute another 20 minutes. Maybe you have to look at a different type of property, maybe single family. Maybe it's just too competitive. Maybe you want to look at a townhouse or a villa or a condo, if that works for you. I'm not trying to deter you from, getting the property that you want, but I'm just saying look at other options if that isn't available to you, because it's very competitive right now. For those that are saying, oh, I'll wait on the sidelines and wait for prices to go down. Now, I don't know if prices will go down, because like I said, we're in a supply crunch. They're not building enough homes to meet the demand. I don't really see prices coming down too much. I know the Fed has talked about raising interest rates. Now, what I do think could happen is, if the Fed raises interest rates, that could decrease the pool of buyers that we see out in the market. And if we see a decrease in buyers, that means sellers won't be able to sell their homes quickly enough. And if that happens, that means their properties will stay on the market a little bit longer. Now, that could bring prices down a little bit, but I don't think it'll be significant. So if you're in real estate in Florida, those are some things to consider if you're a buyer or if you're a seller.